What is up, everybody? Pac-Man and Jessica, and welcome back to another X-Ville adventure. And it wouldn't be an X-Ville adventure unless we showed you a little bit of Louisville, which is what X-Ville is named for.
And today we're just mostly going to show you around downtown. There's still stuff to do outside of downtown, but this is just going to focus on all the things that you can do around the city part of Louisville.
And one of the things to do around here is to walk across the Big Four Bridge, which connects Indiana to Kentucky on this side. Waterfront Park is pretty big and it's still expanding. They're still expanding it even now all the way down the river there. And the last time I was here, they were still building the stadium right over there. It's a Louisville football stadium, soccer. And as you guys can see there in the middle of the screen, there's a bunch of purple tents. The color of the Louisville Football Club is purple. So it is definitely the game day. And over this way, see this road right here? It goes all the way down to Champions Park, where Louder Than Life used to be, but halfway between that is the new Waterfront Botanical Garden. I have a video of when they opened the place, but I have not posted it here on YouTube yet. I might go ahead and do that, so that way when we do come back, we can see how much it's changed in the time that it's been since we've been there. And one day we'll check out a football game over here. There's also this really cool dock by the Big Four Bridge down here, so you can go by the river. When we do our tour of Waterfront Park, we will be sure to come over here and get a bike rental to make our journey a little faster. Plus, it might be a little bit of fun. If we don't get those, we'll probably get those electric scooters. And here across from Waterfront Park is the Louisville Slugger field. It is home to the Louisville Bats. There's actually a game today at 4. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to go to it today. This is just kind of like, again, a highlight tour of downtown. So we're not going to go into too much details on everything. And we did change clothes because we was here yesterday, but it was extremely humid. So we came back today. We've been trying to get this video done for a while, but it's been raining, so we didn't want to come explore downtown outside and pouring down rain. And down the road from Louisville Slugger Field here, if you go down this road, it's called Witherspoon. There's a skate park for skateboarders, bicyclists, and your extreme sports like that. Waterfront Park itself is a destination for events like Thunder Over Louisville. They're going to be doing a summer concert series here on the Great Lawn. I don't know when that's supposed to start, but I'll put the dates down at the bottom there. We will probably be coming back to Waterfront Park very often to do videos, so you will get enough of Waterfront Park, believe me. This is usually filled up with water, and a lot of kids like to swim in here. I wouldn't advise it because it's literally Ohio River water that's not filtered. It even says no swimming over there. But it also comes over to here where there's some fountains that you can walk through. Again, it's the same river water. There's no water here, but there's a little bit of water over here. But they do have a fence blocking it, so still no swimming. That's the water that goes into those fountains.
So after seeing that water, if you come down here and those are actually filled up, it's up to you if you want to swim or not. I'd say no though. Wouldn't you? No. We're in a bourbon barrel.
So now that we're on Main Street, wanted to give a minute to talk about it for a second. There's a lot of weird things on Main Street, and it's basically divided in two between 4th Street. So the Galt House sits on 4th Street. The west side of 4th Street is all the museums and stuff, whereas the right side is basically all your whiskey bars, your bourbon bars, and all that stuff. They call it Whiskey Row on the east side of 4th Street, and the west side is Museum Road. And one of the things I really love about Main Street is the cast iron facades of the buildings down here. It really reminds me of New York City. If you've ever been to New York City, you will know what I'm talking about. But it has a real charming feel to it.
So this is the main part of Whiskey Row. These are the buildings that were built, the storefronts were built in like the late 1800s. I was reading about it just now, and these buildings were actually used as storehouses for the whiskey barrels when they were first built.
You can kind of see that it says distill here, and that the facade is in front of a glass building there.
And throughout downtown, you'll also see signs like this, which are dedicated to local Louisvillians who have become famous or are well known for creating something. It looks like this one is for George Garvin Brown, the founder of Brown Forman.
And that is the Yum Center. As I said before, Louisville, Kentucky is very sports enthused. So the Louisville-Kentucky rivalry is very strong around here. But this building also hosts a lot of other events like concerts and such. And as I said before, I usually split Main Street west and east from the Galt House because it is on 4th Street. And 4th Street is a street that goes in that direction, and towards the middle of it is a place called 4th Street Live. We're not going to walk down there today. I will insert an old clip of that here to show you what it looks like on the outside. But it's basically a bunch of bars and restaurants and stuff over there. So I lied. We are going to go to 4th Street because somebody's getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. She's looking for a place to eat before we get over there. So I will show you as much as I can. I didn't know that was down here. That's pretty cool. And this is on the back of that Pangea sign. And it's just down the road from the Galt House. And right there across the street is the Kentucky International Convention Center. Also on 4th Street across from the International Convention Center, which is a very big building. It takes, I think, 2 blocks of the city. But over here is the Louisville Visitor Center, and for all the people that are not native, that's basically different ways to say Louisville if you can say it. And as I said, there's a lot of restaurants down here on 4th Street. This is pretty much outside of 4th Street Live. 4th Street Live is kind of its own little thing where you have to have a dress code to even get in. There's a Qdoba, a Potbelly sandwich shop, Smash Burger, and some other stuff. And this is 4th Street. Unfortunately, most of the stuff in there is bars and stuff, so it's not really feeling like a bar atmosphere for us today. And when I was a kid, this place was called the Galleria, so it was like a mall. But they've gutted it out and made it into this little party area where a lot of events happen. The street's actually closed off. Sometimes they do open the gate to let traffic through, but it looks like they have a stage set up right now. Like I said, we're not really going to do a food tour of 4th Street today. We're just kind of hungry doing what we're doing right now. So we're just here to find something to eat. We might not find anything in here because everything looks kind of closed. It was a Sunday at 2 o'clock. There's nothing open. We both really had to use the bathroom. And the bathrooms at 4th Street are closed. So keep that in mind if you're downtown. There's no bathrooms open. And this restaurant behind us is called Brazzeria's. And it is one of my favorite restaurants of all time. It is a Brazilian steakhouse. So if you don't know what that is, they basically walk around with skewers of meat and you just eat until you're full. And that's it. The only thing is it's kind of expensive. It's like
$60 or $70 a person.
Yeah, so it's kind of out of our price range today. If you want a more local culinary experience, I would suggest going to the Highlands. And we'll show that eventually too, because we're going to cover a lot of food here. And we love local food because Louisville has a lot of different types of stuff to eat. And this is Eddie Merlot's. It is arguably the most expensive restaurant in the city. And now we're gonna walk back through 4th Street Live to the other side to find something to eat. I think we're both getting a little hangry.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of your bars are going to be upstairs through these escalators, and you will need your ID, and I would advise going to 4thstreetlive.com and looking at the dress code before coming here. And they got this Fudgery Fudge and Fun, which they have ice cream. Unfortunately, they are closed.
Unfortunately.
So somebody's really not happy now. We are super duper hungry, but it's also really hot. So that ice cream sounds really good. Also, if you're on 4th Street, come to Sway, which is the Southern Way Bourbon Bar and Eatery. It's the first stop on the Urban Bourbon Trail. Unfortunately, all of our food options down here at 4th Street are closed. Qdoba's closed, Chipotle's closed. Chipotle's only mobile ordering, but we just kind of want to sit inside because it's really hot. Even Subway is closed down by the Science Center, so we might actually have to continue this vlog in another outfit because we're gonna leave and go find some food. Okay, so we have exhausted so many options and we've lied to you quite a bit in this vlog, but I think we're gonna go right across the street there to the old spaghetti factory. It's technically a lot local, but to us Louisvillians, it's been here long enough that we might as well call it local. It's a little bit out of our price range right now, but I think we're gonna do it anyway because we're hungry and we're committed to staying downtown right now because we still have the entire museum row to talk about in this video. So we're gonna go in here and get some food, maybe hopefully vlog a little bit of it inside, but we'll see. Hopefully they let us in. Everything else is closed. I know you're very excited because you love pasta.
Yes, and I love this building.
And
It's so pretty.
they took us in a different way. I've never actually been that way in this building. But if you guys look over there, you can dine in a trolley car if you so wish to. And here's a look at the menu for the old spaghetti factory. You guys can go ahead and pause the screen now if you would like to see the menu options. And surprisingly, the prices are not as bad as I thought they were going to be. It's like $12 to $15 for an entree. We started today's lunch with an appetizer of Sicilian garlic cheese bread, and it looks really good.
I'm ready to dig in.
She approves. I'm not really surprised because it is garlic cheesy bread. She loves garlic cheesy bread.
Look at that cheese pool.
And our salads came.
More food.
With how hot it was outside, I'm really excited to have a salad. What I ordered was the chicken marsala, and it has mushrooms on it and some butter noodles. I never usually get the chicken marsala. I always get just like some classic spaghetti, but we're gonna try it and see how it is. Okay, before I start, I take advantage of some Parmesan cheese here.
Extra cheese.
We'll try the noodles first and then the chicken. Really good. It's almost as if those string cheese things you get from the grocery store turn into pasta noodles. It's so tender you can cut it with a fork. Now it does have mushrooms in it. Really good.
And I got the lasagna. This is actually the first time I've gotten the lasagna here. I usually just go with spaghetti and meatballs because it's delicious and you can't go wrong. But I think this looks delicious. Cheese. It should maybe be a little more cheesy to, you know, fit my cheesiness, but it's still good. I like it.
And with every entree here at the old spaghetti factory, you get a cup of spumoni ice cream. She got some too. Want to tell them what spumoni is?
It is chocolate, cherry, and pistachio. So you'll see 3 colors on it, which sometimes also, instead of chocolate, there's vanilla, but at the Old Spaghetti Factory, it's chocolate, cherry, and pistachio.
If you are ever in downtown Louisville, come to the Old Spaghetti Factory. There is spumoni ice cream. As she said, there's chocolate, cherry, and pistachio ice cream. Neapolitan, Triopolitan, they blend it all together. It's really good though, and today being a hot day, I'm ready to devour this.
And this is the total for everything we got. You wouldn't normally have to pay for bread if you just got the regular hot bread, but we of course wanted garlic cheesy bread, so that was an extra charge. But the entree price includes the salad, regular bread with butter, and ice cream.
So after that meal, are you happy?
Yeah, because I got ice cream.
That was completely unexpected, and the food was pretty darn good. My only complaint is that it was kind of salty, but that could just be because my taste buds are off. I don't know.
Or because your pasta was drowned in cheese.
It's funny because we did not expect to even go there today. We just came down here to walk around downtown, and it just goes to show you that it's very easy to find other things to do while you're down here. We are stuffed. We're gonna go walk to the car, move it down the road a little bit in case it does rain on us. But we'll see you on the Belvedere. It might be a little loud, but the reason you want to park in this garage is because there's stairs that go directly up to the Belvedere. Unfortunately, it is a paid parking garage, so you will be paying $2 for the first hour. I think it's $1 more on top of every hour after that. And the statue behind us is of George Rogers Clark. He is the founder of the city of Louisville. Another fun fact about me, I used to work here too. This is the Galt House. And if you're a Louisvillian, you know that the Galt House plays host to a lot of derby events. So while I was working here, I was a bar back for all the banquet bars. So I got to meet a lot of celebrities while here. So whenever we do a tour of the Galt House, I will be sure to mention all those fun little stories when we're in there. And if you walk down these stairs here, you can get to the Belle of Louisville, and the Belle of Louisville does some boat tours every now and then. We might do one here soon. And as you can see, there is also the Yum Center. But Interstate 64 passes directly underneath the Belvedere here. Along with Waterfront Park, the Belvedere will end up getting its own video so we can go into depth with it. It might be included in the Waterfront Park video, honestly. But the reason why we wanted to show you this is because we come to a lot of events here, including
World Fest.
Yeah.
So World Fest usually happens on Labor Day weekend every year. And it's basically just a big festival where there's a bunch of food and dancing and music from cultures all around the world. And one cool thing that I think happens every year is they have a big naturalization ceremony where a whole bunch of immigrants become citizens.
And this is another one of those areas where they have a lot of the food vendors for World Fest. And that's one of my favorite features here at the Belvedere. It's just relaxing. And if you ever need a fast way to get around Louisville, they have these electric bikes and those scooters that we showed you. And I think when we do our Waterfront Park video, we're going to rent either one of these or the scooters just to get around faster.
And this is the Kentucky Center for Performing Arts. We do have a lot of plays that come through Louisville, a lot of like the off-Broadway plays, so like Hamilton, Lion King, I think the Anastasia came through here at once. But this is where all of the bigger productions come through instead of Actors Theater.
Across the street there is the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience. We're not much of drinkers, but we might come and try that out one day. Also, if you look closely around trash cans and stuff, you might learn some baseball facts. There's also plaques like this all around the city that tell you a little bit of our history. If you'd like to go ahead and read it, pause it now. And make sure you read both sides because there are different information on the back and the front.
So remember how I mentioned one of those signs earlier with locals from Louisville? Here we have one for Jennifer Lawrence.
And it's on the Kentucky Center of Performing Arts. And another famous person from Kentucky is Muhammad Ali. He was actually born right here in Louisville and he passed not too long ago, but we will come here one day to show you guys a lot of Muhammad Ali history, and we'll also do a Muhammad Ali history tour around Louisville. Also, the parking garage we parked in, there's an entrance for it right here. So the Belvedere is on the very top of this parking garage, and as you can see, the freeway there is going right through where the parking garage in Belvedere is, which is why I tell people to park there, because it's really a quiet area back here. There's not a lot going on. At least today, it's Sunday, so a lot of things are closing early, but it's a good centralized parking garage to go everywhere pretty much downtown. And this is the 21C Museum and Hotel, and it's famous for the Statue of David outside, but it's also famous for what used to be red penguins on the roof. They've since faded and turned pink. But yeah, this gets talked about an awful lot when people show Louisville, as well as something else that's way down there. I don't know if you guys can see.
But 21C does also have a lot of like art events and galleries. So if you're into that, there's always a place for that here as well. But on the ground level of the museum hotel, there's also a restaurant called Proof on Main, and it's really popular here.
And right across the street from the Statue of David is a little Zen park, which is pretty nice. And another one, and I think it's cool that the plaque with all the information is a home plate. Here's another one of those, but it seems somebody stole the bat. And here's another museum. It is the KMAC, the Contemporary Art Museum.
Okay, so we had to look it up because we didn't even know this was here, but it looks like KMAC stands for Kentucky Museum of Art and Craft. So it's Contemporary Art Museum.
As I said before, we're not gonna go into any of these places today, but we will come back and do a video specifically for each thing. So stay tuned for all that. And when I say museums we have all been to as a field trip down here, this is one of the big ones. This is the Kentucky Science Center. And every school I've ever known and ever been to has been here. We're not gonna go in today, but maybe one day. This spot is always flooded with so many people. It's great that we finally get to do it. We're gonna have to come here to the Kentucky Science Center really soon, so you guys can see what's going on in here. And this is also one of those cast iron facades that they have refurbished. But yeah, that was really fun. We didn't even get to go inside, and we still had fun at the Science Center.
The mirror was great.
And it was really cool in that little spot.
Good.
Like, it's really hot out here, but in the shade, it is perfect. There's another one of those scooters and a baseball plate. And another one. And we are making our way to the end of Museum Row here. At the end here, it's basically the Fraser Kentucky History Museum. And they got a wacky inflatable waving arm tube man here. And it's very loud, so we're gonna keep walking for a second. But yeah, we've been here a few times. I actually had my junior prom, I think on the 4th floor of this place. But we came here a few years ago to do something. I think it was for the Hunger Games, to see all the props and stuff. So if that's something that interests you, let me know down in the comments. I may or may not edit that video together. It was way back in the day when all I had was a GoPro to film all of it. So I don't know how the quality is, but if you guys really want to see it, we will share it. Do they have L8 in there?
I think so. Want to go get it?
We're gonna have to.
Yep.
99 bottles of bourbon on the wall. So we had to go into the Fraser to grab a late one.
Or L8 one.
Yeah, L8, whatever you want to call it. This is actually a drink made here in Kentucky. So that helps with our vlog today. And it's really refreshing on this hot day. While we were in there, I saw an old relic. It's an Ear Ecstasy sign. If you're a Louisville native, you know that Ear Ecstasy was a really cool shop in the Highlands. It was basically a music store. It had a lot of art, a lot of other cool things, and they are the ones that made the slogan "Keep Louisville Weird." And as you guys can tell from our walk today, we have kept that slogan very well. And this is what they call the Gallapalooza horses. This one's themed and painted to the Louisville Slugger Museum and Museum Row, which is the street we're on right now. There used to be a hell of a lot more of these horses around, and I have yet to see any of them while walking around today except for this one. And of course, A trip to downtown Louisville would not be complete without visiting the Louisville Slugger Museum. Now, the Big Bat is the world's largest baseball bat. It's made of steel and it weighs over 68,000 pounds and over 128 feet high. This bat is an exact replica of Babe Ruth's 34-inch Louisville Slugger bat. Anyway, I think one of the next few videos that we do, we probably will come here to the Louisville Slugger Museum. It is a very highly popular spot, obviously because of the big giant bat. In this street, obviously, since this is the Louisville Slugger Museum, there's a lot of sluggers leaning against the wall here with plaques. So if you're a baseball nerd, this might be something you're really interested in. There's another baseball bat. Another little fun fact about these plaques and bats is that it'll tell you the bat model number and a bunch of other facts about it. But also, if you look closely, it has the signature of the Baseball Hall of Famer. So that's Tris Speaker. There's his autograph right there on the back. I think one day we're gonna have to come here and go to the Louisville Slugger Museum, learn some stuff, and then take a walk and find all these bats and see how many we can find. So I think that's going to about wrap it up for us here downtown in Louisville today. It's getting a little hot and humid, and we've been out here for a few hours now. But if you have nothing else to do and you just want to get out of the house, come downtown, walk around. It's a lot to do. On a Sunday, just be warned that a lot of stuff might be closed, but on Saturdays, typically this place is really crowded. So just come whenever you feel comfortable. For us, we just enjoyed walking around today with basically nobody around. And we got a lot of stuff filmed. Hopefully it gives you guys an idea of what's to come in the future for videos, and also can help you out on discovering what you might want to do in Louisville yourself. Anything you want to add?
Well, I must say that as a local who maybe forgets how pretty and fun Louisville can be, you should still come out and walk around downtown, because I think you might learn to love your city a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did today.
And if you guys have any suggestions on things you guys would want to see us do, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point. Until next time, we love you guys. As always, kick it X-Ville style. Pac-Man out.